Thank you, Lawrence. Well, the writing really had been on the wall for a while now, but still hurts the same for Bay Area baseball fans, sports fans. Barry Bonds today was not selected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in this his 10th and final attempt.
Bonds got 66% of the vote, well short of the 75% necessary. Bonds is considered one of the greatest players ever, but his reputation was tainted in part by allegations of steroid use.
Bonds still has an outside chance of being reconsidered and getting in thanks to the Hall of Fame's Today's Game Era Committee. And joining us now to talk more about today's announcement is Carrie Crowley, sports reporter for the Bay Area News Group and host on KMBR. Carrie, thanks for being with us. I know you wrote about this today, and people aren't surprised that Bonds didn't get in. But David Ortiz did get in. He was the only player to get in, had a miraculous, successful career with the Red Sox, really a hero there. And he has performance-enhancing drug allegations associated with him. And to me, that's the real question of the night is how did they let this one guy in and not let Bonds and Clemens in?
Grant, it's a fascinating juxtaposition and really a look at how modern baseball writers are looking at the Hall of Fame right now. You've got Bonds and Clemens, who for so long have been kept out in part because of what Major League Baseball writers perceive as the character clause. Players with ties to performance-enhancing drugs should not be in the Hall of Fame, according to some writers. And yet there's David Ortiz, who has a reported positive test from 2003, according to multiple publications. This came out in 2009, and so you've got a case where it just doesn't add up. And you've also got a case where the commissioner of baseball, who presided over the era in which steroids were prominently used, Bud Selig, he's in the Hall of Fame. So there's hypocrisy, there's a juxtaposition of players who did and didn't use that are in and out, and so it's just an inconsistent Hall of Fame right now.
Carrie, as you know, Bonds himself has said that he's sorry for acting like a jerk, his word, not mine. He could be really nasty to people, including writers and reporters. How much of a factor might that have been?
I think it was a significant factor, and I think it's really unfortunate, Catherine, because as a writer and a voter, someone shouldn't be holding a personal vendetta against how they were treated in terms of determining Bonds' Hall of Fame legacy. But I think the reality is Big Papi, David Ortiz, who has a steroid tie, was considered one of the kindest, most supported players of writers. And so when you look at how he got in by the narrowest of margins, I believe 77.6%, and Barry Bonds, who misses out by 9%, I can't help but wonder how his reputation among writers affected and impacted the judgment of several people who voted for him.
The San Francisco Giants, the team, tweeted out a statement today, basically saying they believe Bonds should be in. At the end, they say we remain hopeful that he will gain election into the Hall of Fame through the next phase of the voting process. So everybody's talking about this being his 10th and final year. What's the next phase, and could Bonds still get in?
Well, the Today's Game Committee celebrates the accomplishments of players, managers, executives who made their greatest impact from 1988 to 2016. And that committee is scheduled to meet. It's a 16-person committee. We don't know yet who's on it. It's scheduled to meet in December of 2022. So this year, and all Barry Bonds needs is support from 12 of those voters. So 12 of the 16, 75%. The Hall of Fame, however, has a reputation of making things very difficult for players like Bonds and Clemens. They lowered the number of years a player could be on the ballot from 15 to 10. And so it will be interesting to see who it puts on this committee and if they have favorable opinions of Bonds and Roger Clemens and their Hall of Fame candidacies. One thing I will add, Grant, Bruce Bochy is a likely lock for the 2022 Hall of Fame Today's Game Era Committee ballot. And so he's someone who could definitely get in if Giants fans are looking for some good news.
Hey, Carrie, I was going to ask you about the fact that they did shorten that window from 15 years to 10 years. Why did they do that? Do you think it was a good move?
I don't think that it was a good move. And I think that they did that to target players like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, because, Catherine, if you look, younger writers who are just getting their first votes over the last 3-4 years, there's been 59 new writers. 51 of them, 86%, have supported Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, players tied to steroid use. They voted for them on their ballot. So it's very clear that if Bonds was on the ballot for 5 more years, he very likely would have gotten in, because people like myself would soon have a Hall of Fame vote. And younger writers tend to be more amenable because they don't want to see an entire generation they grew up watching wiped out from the Hall of Fame.
It's a Baseball Hall of Fame and museum. It's supposed to tell the history of the game, good and bad, and it just feels like they're not doing their job, Kerry.
It would be like having a U.S. President's Museum and not including people who, went to war or things like that. It's just totally inconsistent, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, particularly when you know that the Hall of Fame is impure, when there's people who have used performance-enhancing drugs, a commissioner who didn't necessarily discourage performance-enhancing drugs and steroid usage, and Bud Selig at the time that he presided. So I think all people are hoping for is more consistency in the future.
All right, Kerry Crowley, thank you for your insight, and thanks for giving us the time.
Thanks so much for giving me your time as well.
Thanks, Kerry.